distance. For the processional of the graduates.
Oh, it's good. Yeah. I hope you want one of the videos out. I don't think so. I like them to school pretty early, so I'm not sure if you want or not. It goes in a group picture. I'm not sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, graduates, I'd like to welcome you this evening for our 1993 Glenboro awards and graduation ceremonies. To start things off, I'd like to call upon the chairman of the Tiger Hill School Division, Mr. Marvin Anderson, to bring greetings from the Tiger Hill School Board.
evening, graduates. Graduation is a major accomplishment, and on behalf of the Tiger Hill School Division, we'd like to congratulate you on getting this far. Personally, when I look over this group of interesting and diverse individuals, I don't know who to congratulate first, the grads or maybe the teachers that got them here. I wonder about that a little bit, but it's your night, and so you're at the top of the list. The main goal of education in the 90s is to have you learn problem-solving skills. One of your biggest challenges in life will be turning problems into opportunities. If you can turn all your problems into opportunities, I know that you'll really enjoy life, whether it be through your work or education or whatever you go on to. If you can learn how to do that, it will make things just go so much easier for you. The past 12 years have been a learning experience, but I think your learning has just begun. From now on until your children are teens, you will gain a vast amount of knowledge, and then suddenly you won't know much about anything. But don't worry, I'm told that about the time that your kids hit about 30, you gain all that knowledge back and then some. I like your theme, Memory Lane. It's great to look back. I was at a bit of a reunion this spring, and I sure had fun. The friends you have now will still be your friends 30 years from now if you treat them right. That's something that you should remember. Tomorrow, well, probably not tomorrow, the day after that, you'll be looking ahead. And looking ahead can be a full-time job. But when you get a minute in your spare time, think back, take a trip down the memory lane, stay in touch with the best friends you'll ever have, and that's the friends that are with you here tonight. So again, on behalf of the school division, congratulations.
Thank you, Marvin. At this time, I'd like to proceed with the convocation exercises with the presentation of the diplomas. I'd like to call upon Mr. Shackle to assist me, or there he is. Back in the background. Just a word to the graduates, this is the moment that you've been waiting for, and with this marks the completion of your formal education here at the school, but it also marks, more importantly, I believe, is the beginning of a whole new life for you. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 1993. Alice Charlene Barr. Troy Edwin Berry. Stephen Corey Berenson. Christopher Harold Bronson. Heather Lynn Damon. Janet Lee Edgar. Monica Dawn Elliott. Nicole Catherine Essig. Stephen Harry Everett. Glen Ernest Ford. Darian Deborah Fraser. Michael Jonathan Funk. Joanne Amber Marie Hughley. Gregory Walter Jarvis. Jacqueline Eileen Lampkin. Derek Albert Law. Erica Lee Lindblom. Jacqueline Diane McCabe. Sydney Nicole Major. Glenn Henry J. McGill. Rebecca Ann McQuaid. Mark Edwin Morrison. Christine Noel Myers. Michael Dean Naismith. Robert Lee Knoll. Michelle Lee Nickel. Andrea Jill Pearson. James Carl Ploman. Christopher Thomas Russell. Tina Dawn Russell. Clayton Troy Sepke. Leanna Marie Schuldeis. Marie Lynn Stevenson. Carrie Ann Sykes. Stephen Richard Teason. Angela Darlene Tosh. And absent tonight, Joan Paulette Van Dam. Ladies and gentlemen, class of 19. Graduates, I get to say something to you, and there's no way out, you gotta listen. First of all, congratulations to each and every one of you. What I'd like to do is just spend a few minutes. And one of the things I want to talk about is success or failure. What is the difference? If I could offer you only one piece of advice, it would be the solution to this question. What will separate you from being a success in life or a failure? There's a very, very fine line, in fact, less than 6 inches that separates you from attaining total success or failure. That 6 inches is the distance between your ears. Your success will be determined not by outside factors, but by your own beliefs and your own attitudes. Your success will hinge on your ability to overcome your greatest enemy, which is yourself. How many times have you used an expression that was prefixed with "I can't"? That kind of negative self-talk will be the main factor in determining your level of success. It's very imperative that you begin to change that to "I can." And that is a message that I would like to leave you with this evening, and I'd like to share with you a poem. Figure it out for yourself, my lad. You've all that the greatest of men have had. 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 ears, 2 eyes, a brain to use if you would be wise. With this equipment they all began, so start way ahead and say, "I can." Look them over, the wise and the great. They take their food from a common plate. And similar knives and forks they use, with similar laces they tie their shoes. The world considers them brave and smart, but you've all that they had when they made their start. You can triumph and come to skill. You can be great if you only will. You're well equipped for what fights you choose. You have legs and arms and a brain to use. And the man who has risen great deeds to do began his life with no more than you. You are the handicap that you must face. You are the one that must choose your place. You must say where you want to go, how much to study, the truth to know. God has equipped you for life, but let you choose success or strife. Courage must come from that soul within, but man must furnish his will to win. Figure it out for yourself, my friend. With your equipment, they all began. Get hold of yourself and say, "I can." Thank you. At this point in time, I'd like to call upon our past Student Council President, for the Student Council message, Erica Lindley.
Mr. Metcalf, fellow graduates, parents, and guests, it is indeed a pleasure and an honor to address you this evening on behalf of the Student Council. This evening brings to an end a most rewarding and I believe successful year for the 1993 version of the Glenboro High School Student Council. Personally, this has been a really tremendous learning experience. I was expected to lead, and I believe I learned how to lead, how to work with others, how to organize, and even learn to speak in front of people. Some goals were set and met. For instance, continuing to improve communications, finding alternative fundraising methods, encouraging pride in our school, and maintaining school spirit. To these ends, the Student Council built on an idea initiated last year called SCSs, Student Council Sessions. The planning and in some cases the performing of these was not only fun but educating as well. We had to find innovative ways to communicate in these assemblies. For instance, using game show formats like Wheel of Fortune, doing short skits, and even had a fashion show to present our ideas for the return of Park Day. Everyone seemed to enjoy these, and it worked because it was students communicating to students. This activity, along with the Student Council billboard, highlighted efforts towards better communications. Over the years, fundraising has always presented problems and created a crisis management mentality around the Student Council. These little crisis moments brought on blitz selling of fruit, garbage bags, Easter bunnies, etc., and taxed the student body's patience and stamina. However, by continuing and fine-tuning a more business-like approach to the operation of our own canteen, we were able this year to double the profits of the canteen and give the council a firm financial base to work from, enabling us to channel our other fundraising efforts to some specific areas, such as donations to the community sports band, the library, the Christmas cheer board, the continuation of the science scholarship, and the purchase of a new TV and VCR for the school. Then we came to building school spirit and encouraging pride in our school. There is fine school spirit here in Glenboro, and as a council we were proud of the accomplishments of all achieved, and we shared our school spirit throughout the area by holding dances in Belmont, Cypress, and Glenboro, and by bringing in the local RCMP to judge our Christmas decorations. We took pride in our facility all year, but there is always more to do. In late May, we instituted a twice-weekly cleanup in the hallways at lunch, a small gesture but an important one. These activities, as well as planned activities every month, helped our pride and spirit flourish. My personal pride this year revolved around the work done by the council with regard to the reinstatement of Park Day. As a group, we had to pull together to justify firstly, and then prove that we deserve a student-planned day such as this. The dunking of Mr. Ford, Mr. Pullman, and Mr. Metcalf at Park Day made it even more memorable. And finally, thanks. Thanks to our staff advisors, Mrs. Bronson, Mrs. Erickson, and Mr. Stokowski. To Mr. Metcalf for supporting our ideas and backing us up. To Mrs. Hamilton for everything in general. And of course, the executive and the room reps of this year's council for their hard work and input. And finally, to my partner in this endeavor, your Vice President, Angie Tosh. Someone to count on. Thanks, Ange.
Thank you, Erica. Anyone who has any doubts about what our future holds for us needn't worry any longer. I know that if the graduates of Glenboro go out there and there are future leaders, that we have absolutely nothing to worry about, that we're all in good hands. At this point in time, I'd like to continue with the presentation of our awards and scholarships. Prior to starting, I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to all of the sponsors. It's very important that we take the time to acknowledge and reward those students who excel and work very hard to achieve academic excellence. And it is with your support that we're able to do this. So we thank you very much for your support, and we look forward to your continued support in the future. First of all, before starting with the most improved of the high school program, just a note that with the review, the high school review, the changes that have taken place, we're now starting off with a little different. What used to be the first year of high school was grade 10, but now there's been some changes, and now the senior 1 year actually is what used to be grade 9, so some of the words have been readjusted to accommodate that. For the most improvement in the first year of high school program, sponsored by the Rebecca Lodge, number 29, and is presented by Irene Wiggett.
Stephanie Harrison. Stephanie. And Andrew Myers. On behalf of Rachel Rebecca Lodge, number 29, I'd like to present Stephanie Harrison with this diploma. And on behalf of the Rebecca Lodge, number 29, I'd like to present Andrew Myers from Belmont.
The next award is the award for most improvement for a second-year program, and it is sponsored by the IOF Lodge from Belmont, and it's presented by Morley Myers.
For a number of years now, the Oddfellows in Belmont have been presenting this award. It used to be for the grade 11 student, but with the change in the high schools, we moved down to the grade 10, second year. And the recipient this year is Blake Wellness from Belmont. Blake here? It's not. Okay. I'll present this to him and right back home then.
The next award is the Award for Canadian Studies, sponsored by the Connect Club of Glenboro. To present that award, Mrs. L. Ford.
Could I ask Tammy Nault to come up, please, to receive this award? On behalf of the Connect Club of Glenboro, I'd like to congratulate Tammy on receiving the highest marks in Canadian Studies.
The next award, the Mabel Levina Angst Memorial Book Award. To present that is Sharon Moore.
I'm here today to present the Mabel Levina Angst Book Award to a student who has demonstrated an appreciation for literature. This award goes to Andrea Pierce.
Just a note, as the recipients come forward to receive their award, maybe with the presenter, they can stand more to the middle of the stage so that if people are taking pictures or whatever, they have a better chance of focusing in on them. The next award is the Royal Bank Scholarship, presented by the Royal Bank, Glenboro Branch. As you present that, Dawn Elliott.
Present for graduating student having the highest mark in social sciences, 300 and 301. And I'd like to call forward Monica.
The next award, the Credit Union Scholarship. To make the presentation of that award, Ron Jeffries.
Good evening and congratulations, graduates. Tonight you reached a major goal. In the busy and confusing world each of you are about to enter, it is easy to forget about your goals and accomplishments. I would encourage you to stop and take a look around as you complete each goal, because whatever your accomplishments are, they are your accomplishments and you should be proud of them. That pride is yours and no one can take it away from you. On behalf of the membership and the board of the Westoga Credit Union, I would like to present this award for the highest average, for a person who is going into a non-university course, to Leanna Scholdice.
Award, the Wallace Agency's Business Education Award. To make the presentation of that award, call upon Cindy Kringle.
Good evening. Congratulations to the class of '93. The Wallace Agency's Business Education Award is to a student with the highest average from typewriting 102, 202, and 2 other business education courses. This student has been accepted at a post-secondary institution. I'd like to present this to Leanna Scholdice.
The next award, the Glenboro Legion Auxiliary Award, will be presented by Ruth Blocker.
On behalf of the Glenboro Legion Auxiliary, number 71, we'd like to present the scholarship award to Erica Lynn Bloomer.
The next awards are sponsored by the Tiger Hills School Division. To make the presentation of them, Mr. Marvin Anderson.
Two scholarships here. First one is for highest academic performance, university bound. I would like to call on Marie Stevenson. The second scholarship is for post-secondary education other than university, and I would like to call on Leanna Scholdice, please.
The next award is the Cypress River Centennial Award, and to present that, Bellion Vanderwall.
Congratulations, graduates. You should be proud of your achievements. I am pleased to represent the Cypress River Centennial Scholarship Committee this evening. This scholarship in the amount of $500 is presented in recognition of outstanding scholarship and an appreciation for your contribution to the school and community of Cypress River. It was established as a remembrance of our centennial celebrations held in 1985 to honor and remember our pioneers. It was a great weekend of renewing acquaintances and remembering when. This year, we had two very deserving applicants. Excellent marks, both have volunteered on numerous school and community committees, presented themselves very well in our interview, both displaying confidence and are well focused on the fields they have chosen. Our committee felt they were equally deserving of our award and that they would both be excellent representatives of their families, school, and community as they commence college and university. Would Andrea Pearson and Leanna Scholes please come forward?
The next award is the Science Award, sponsored by the Student Council. I'd like to present that, Erica Lindblom.
On behalf of the Student Council, I'd like to present a scholarship award for $100 to the student with the highest mark in science. The award goes to Marie Stevenson.
The next award, the Cypress River Legion Auxiliary Scholarship, will be presented by Louise Christie.
Good evening, everybody, and congratulations to the grads of 93. And on behalf of the Ladies Auxiliary of the Cypress River Branch number 188, it gives me great pleasure to call upon Troy Berry to receive the scholarship of $100.
The next award is the Lions Graduate Award, presented by Alfred Sykes.
On behalf of the Lions Club, I'd like to present the award to Jack McKay.
The next award is the Pirates Basketball Team Memorial Scholarship. And for the presentation of that award, I call upon Jan Thiel.
Do you want to come up and help me out? Or? The Glenboro Pirates offer a scholarship in the amount of $500 to a graduate who has exhibited fine effort. On behalf of the Pirates, I would like to present this year's award to Charlene Barr.
the Challenge Centennial Scholarship sponsored by the University of Manitoba. To make that presentation, Mrs. Pickering.
Good evening, graduates, and congratulations, everyone. The Challenge Centennial Scholarship is given to a student going to the University of Manitoba who has shown outstanding achievement. The student I'm going to call out, I remember in grade 7, Mrs. Greenlee telling me what a wonderful student she has been, and she's continued to display excellence since then. Marie Lynn Stevens.
Special thanks to Mrs. Pickering for the presentation of that award. As some of you may or may not know, Mrs. Pickering will be leaving us next year. She is furthering her work employment with the Brandon School Division, and at this point in time I'd just like to say thank you to Mrs. Pickering on behalf of the students for all that you've done over the last number of years. The next award is the Agriculture Home Economics Award, sponsored by the RM of South Cyprus, and to present that award, Mr. Earl Malin.
Thank you, Chairman Doug. Being 13th on the agenda is not always detrimental. There's a misprint in the pamphlet here tonight. The award is for $150, not $100. I'd like to call forward Carrie Ann Sykes.
The next award is the Stockton Recreation Committee Scholarship Award, and it will be presented by Mr. Kevin Newton.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen and graduates. This is the Stockton Recreation Commission Scholarship Award, and it goes to a student who lives in the Stockton area and is going on to enter education, physical education, or agriculture. This year our recipient was Legion Athletic Camp champion and has traveled nationally to compete in the shot put and discus. Provincial Volleyball All-Star Team member, most valuable player this year in volleyball, basketball, and fastball in the Glenboro School. Rural provincial record holder in junior girls shot put. Offered athletic scholarship at Mayville State University this year. Has always been in the top 4 in shot put at provincials the past 3 years. Manitoba High School Athlete of the Week this fall. And Glenboro School Athlete of the Year. I'd like to call up Charlene Barr, please.
The next award is the Tracy Rollins Memorial Scholarship, and to present that, Mr. Mervyn Rollins.
Congratulations, grads. You're all looking very spiffy tonight. Bill Crosby would say you're all looking very smooth. And I wanted to say one thank you before I present the award. I want to thank very much the students and teachers who put together the yearbook that I received. And I wanted to thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. These special notes in the back of the page in the book were really special. Made me feel really good that Tracy had some good friends. And that's all I wanted to say to that. The presenter, the guy that guys are sort of numbering the girls to this, wondered if Tracy was maybe messing with the girls' heads and getting the young guys because she preferred them over the girls maybe. The most congenial student in high school.
The next award is the Westman Sports Association Award. It is presented by Gwen Snell.
Good evening. It's been a long time since I've been in this school, Jim. Seems to me if some of you think I'm a little bit nervous, it's because some of my last memories are having an inoculation needle back here on this stage. So, like I said, it's been a long time. The Westman Sport Association recognizes the combination of commitment to sport excellence as well as the volunteer efforts towards grassroots in an individual's own community. To recognize this, we have awarded 2 scholarships within the Westman region based on a combination of their sporting ability as well as their volunteer ability within the community. We award 1 scholarship to a male and 1 to a female athlete within the community, and this year I'm very pleased to award the $250 scholarship to Joanne Houlet.
The next scholarships are the Debbie Clays Memorial Scholarships, and to make a presentation of that, Madeline Clays.
This year, we have given out 4 scholarships, and we decided on 1 from each of the original school districts. We'll start with Glenboro, Glen. Belmont, Carrie Ann Sykes. Cypress, Mark Morrison. Stockton, Michael Naismith.
The next award is the University of Toronto Book Award, and to present that award, I call upon Donna Erickson.
I am pleased to present the University of Toronto Book Award for Highest Academic Achievements to Marie Stevenson.
The next awards are the Johnston Scholarship Awards, and to make a presentation of them, I call upon Mr. Bill Shackle.
The Johnston Scholarship Award, a gold watch presented to a graduate, male and female, who in the opinion of the staff contributed time and effort in support of the school. And I would like to call up Glen Ford and Angie Josh. Since Angie is the better looking of the two. Angie was the Student Council Vice President, volleyball, provincial, most valuable player, a graduating all-star, the school most valuable player. She was in basketball, softball, travel club president last year, and the grad executive. She has given some time to us. I'll give her some time. He was in volleyball, of course. Provincial All-Star, graduating All-Star, most valuable player. He shared that with Greg Jarvis. Most valuable player on the basketball team. He was out on the softball field. He went to track and field. He was in the provincial track and field. No. Last year he was with the travel club and he kind of helped us keep the girls straight. He has been coaching junior high volleyball, basketball, badminton. He's been refereeing volleyball, basketball, softball. Thing about Glen, the only problem that I can see, but he needs this watch. If you live the same distance next year as you did this year, when the big hand is on 12, little hand is on 9, please leave for work.
The next award is the Glenboro Scholarships, and it is to be presented by Mr. Norm Stokowski.
Good evening. Congratulations, graduates. This sounds like a new award, and in some ways it is. In the past, there was the Chartered Accountants Award, which was not to be offered this year. A number of individuals felt that they'd like to carry on the tradition of that award, and be well. And this award is to, of course, recognize a student for academic achievement, a student who has showed dedication to studies, has done very well, and is one of our asterisk graduates on the original list. And in our final tally, we are able to pass on 4 scholars and present this Glenboro Scholarship to Jamie Plowman.
The next award is the Governor General's Medal, and for the presentation of that again, Mr. Stokowski.
Okay, I have actually a major great honor here in presenting this award. Oh, I have a major, super huge honor in presenting this award. This is going to go to a graduate who's going to the University of Manitoba. I'm a proud graduate of that institution. This is to recognize the highest academic achievement. And of course, in this class of 93, one person particularly stands out. And I've had the pleasure of having that person in my class a number of years, math, physics, etc. So the Governor General's Medal goes to Marie Stevenson.
The final award of this evening, the Student of the Year Award, will be presented by Mr. Kevin Newton.
The Student of the Year Award is sponsored by Glenboro School staff, and it goes to a student who has shown involvement in sport, whether it be intramural and or extramural sports, involvement in committees or councils in the school, has a high academic standing in the school, provides leadership in all activities in the school, and makes a noteworthy contribution to the general morale of the student body. This year, the award goes out to one of the hardest working student council presidents I have ever known. Glenboro School Student of the Year is Erica Lindblom.
Again, I'd just like to reiterate our thanks to the sponsors of all of those awards. Next is our valedictorian address, and I'd like to call upon this year's valedictorian, Andrea Pearson.
Parents, teachers, fellow grads, escorts, ladies and gentlemen. I feel very honored to have been chosen valedictorian for the 1993 graduating class. Our grad theme is Memory Lane. This theme encourages each of us to take the time to think back over the past. Tonight, as each of us recalls our special memories, whether they be of family, friends, or school, we should reflect on what we've learned from them. School has taught us many valuable lessons, from tying our shoes to how to swear in French. And I'm sure that at some time in the future, something we've learned will pop into our heads, causing others to remark how clever we are. Not everything we learned from school came out of a textbook. One of the most important characteristics we needed to develop was self-discipline. Let's face it, no one really wants to write that 3-page English essay, or to do that math that we know we'll never need again. But self-discipline is necessary if you want to achieve your goals. Another lesson we've been taught in school is the value of teamwork. Sports, group projects, school committees, these all require cooperation. Our future careers will demand that we accept and work with our fellow colleagues. Each of us will have unique memories of the various teachers we've had. We owe a debt of gratitude to all our teachers who have broadened our knowledge, encouraged us to think, and prepared us for our future. We'd like to thank you for all the extra time you've spent through the years on special projects. Christmas concerts, field trips, festival, science fair, all the sports tournaments, chaperoning dances, drama, and of course, tutoring. It was these projects that made high school enjoyable for us, and your efforts were appreciated. Although it may seem we spent the entire last 12 years in school, we probably spent equal, if not more, time with our family. A lot of what we learned from our parents. They taught us our values and knowledge of what's right and wrong. We have learned a great deal just from watching them work. Things that they don't teach at school, but just expect we know are learned at home. All of us have been listening to parental lectures since before we were even old enough to understand them. And it seems that as we grew older, the lectures grew longer. I'm sure that by this time, every one of us tunes out anything following, "When you get out into the real world." The longer parents go on about how difficult the real world is, the more I want to be out in it. Exactly how hard it is out there is something we'll have to decide for ourselves, but the encouragement and support of our parents will continue to guide us. Our communities have also been part of our education. Our learning experiences have been enriched by the communities we've grown up in. Thank you for supporting all of our various fundraising activities. Growing up in a rural district instilled a sense of community and cooperation not found in urban centers. But most importantly, when we look back on our childhood memories, we always think of our friends. These friends, made up mostly of classmates, understand each of us like no one else. They have seen us at our best and at our worst. And they just accept us for who we are. Friends with whom we have laughed until our sides ached and talked until our throats were sore. With them, our secrets were safe, our hopes and dreams were not judged, but met with enthusiasm and limitless support. The situations we thought unbearable and the embarrassments we couldn't live down were never as bad when seen through the eyes of a friend. An encouraging smile or special look kept us going when times got rough. We have all been a friend in need, and in turn, a needed friend. As our lives progress, we will of course make new friends, but none will be as special as the friends we have right now. They've played a large part in making us the people we are today. Their individual tastes and styles have affected us in ways we don't even notice. By listening to their views and opinions, we have become better, more open-minded people. I wish all of my classmates the best of luck in the future. By using the knowledge we've acquired and with the support of our family and friends, we can't help but succeed.
I won't even try and say anything. At this point in time, I'd like to call upon Erica Lindblom. Erica will introduce our guest speaker for this evening. Erica.
Tonight it is my pleasure to introduce to you our guest speaker, Connie Fader.
We don't want anyone to miss a word of this, that's for sure. Thank you, Erica. I'm kind of off kilter here, but that's right. Graduates, parents, fellow teachers, ladies and gentlemen. It is amazing to me that I've been asked to be up here as guest speaker, addressing the graduating class of 1993. I met the majority of these grads when they were in grade 7. They were in grade 7, I was making my debut in Glenboro School. In the first 15 minutes of our first class together, I made my expectations and views on classroom behavior quite clear, and they left the room expressing all kinds of endearments under their breath. As they so gleefully told me a couple of years later, they despised me. Well, things have changed a bit since then. We've come to a mutual realization of how wonderful we all are, and they have graciously asked me to be their guest speaker. I am very pleased to be here. Now, that's what I wrote down here. But I found out about 5 minutes before this thing started. They had no other choice for guest speaker. And I was the only one they could dig up. So thanks. Traditionally, the speech at grad is based on the theme chosen by the graduates. Well, this one isn't. Memory Lane is the name of my china pattern. Whenever I hear those words, I visualize little blue flowers on bowls and saucers and cups, and I'm left speechless. That's not to say that I don't have memories of this class. I could mention the day that Mike Naismith threw a baseball and put a major dent in my car. Although, to tell you the truth, Mike, right now a dent would look good compared to what I've got out there. Or the time that Troy and Greg passed a Saturday afternoon at the rink insulting a little red-haired girl, and found out on Monday morning it was my sister. Or the class where Janet flipped my brand new camera onto the cement floor. Or our excursion to the ballet, or the fondue at my house, or any number of other incidents. But you all have your own memories of the past 13 years. Some are very personal, others are ones that will be shared time and time again when you are together. Hold on to your memories, as I will mine, and enjoy them. You're about to leave the public school system behind you. Some of you are thinking, ha ha, no more pencils, no more books, no more teachers' dirty looks. Well, that much might be true, but you can be sure that the real learning is just beginning. And that is the topic that I have chosen to speak on, learning. Some of you are planning to further your education formally at colleges or universities. The potential for acquiring new information in such institutions is enormous. Many of you will discover that learning from new instructors in different surroundings is exciting, and it stimulates your appetite for more. Choosing to follow a particular course of study and having a real interest in the material will make learning both a challenge and an adventure. Others of you will continue your education in the workplace. That too is a gold mine of learning opportunity. Of course, it also has the bonus of providing a salary while you learn. When you think of learning, most of you likely make an immediate association with books or with jobs. I think the most important learning comes from just living your life. Learning doesn't mean being in a classroom. I'm sure every one of you would agree that for every math equation or French verb that you learned in school, you've picked up 100 other pieces of information from your parents, your friends, your own reading, or personal experiences. Life is learning and learning is life. Or in the words of a famous man, or maybe just the famous words of a man who happens to be my father, simply live and learn. You cannot begin to imagine how much you have learned from your families. Whether you are willing to accept the fact or not, each of you is very much like your parents. Over the past 18 or so years, you have watched them and their reactions to people and situations. You've watched and you've learned. Their values and opinions have become part of who you are and will influence you for the rest of your lives. I have also found travel to be an invaluable source of learning. Having traveled quite a bit, and most recently having spent 3 months in France, I can share some of my recently acquired wisdom with you. Eat loaves of French bread within 24 hours of purchase, or they will become petrified. Drink a cup of coffee standing up in a restaurant, rather than sitting down, because it's less expensive. This one is number 1 on my list. Always be alert and step lively while outside to avoid one of the thousands of deposits left by man's best friend. More seriously, travel has also taught me what it feels like to be in a minority. It is a humbling experience. I can now empathize with the loneliness and frustration that thousands of people must feel when they find themselves surrounded by a new culture and language. Most importantly, however, traveling has made me very proud to be a Canadian. My advice is to take every opportunity to travel. It doesn't have to be a faraway or exotic place. Anywhere you can go to experience a slightly different lifestyle or to talk to new people will teach you so much about yourself, how much alike people basically are, and how our differences make us so interesting. You can learn so much from other people. I've already mentioned family and friends, but there's another group I really hope you'll keep in mind. I'm talking about the people you don't know, those you come across that at first glance don't interest you at all. I remember reading a novel called Prince and the Pauper when I was in school. It was the story of a very young prince who lived in a castle and he did the usual prince things, and another boy who lived on the streets of London. By coincidence, those boys were absolutely identical. I don't remember exactly how it came about, but the boys managed to switch places. The story taught several lessons, but one that stuck with me is that appearances can be deceiving. If you look at someone and see only the exterior, you are automatically closing yourself off to what that person can offer. One nice thing about maturing is that you come to realize that the only thing that is really important is how you feel about yourself and your reactions to others. It's hard to be different when growing up. Even when your heart says don't, the need to fit in with peers and to make yourself feel important is stronger, and often very unkind words come out of your mouths. To be honest, there are some adults who never get past that need, who are afraid to show kindness or understanding to those who don't look or act the same way they do. But in this graduating class, I see a lot of good people, a lot of young adults who are growing into caring and compassionate adults. With your openness, willingness to listen, and accept others for who they are, you are the people who will benefit most from life. You will learn from others, and they will learn from you. When I was trying to gather ideas for this speech, I asked a few grade 12s for suggestions. One said, tell them our favorite game was 7-Up. Another one said, tell them Angie is your hero. Guess where that came from. But what were most of the suggestions? Tell everyone how wonderful we were. Tell them we're the best class you ever had. Tell them we're your all-time favorite students. Tell them that you love us. Comments like this prove that everyone needs to feel appreciated and that they count in the world. Learning that lesson greatly increases your chances for a full and happy life. So continue to learn. From parents, family, friends, universities and colleges, employers, books, travel, and anyone you come in contact with. Marcel Proust says, the real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. I wish you all the very best of luck as you begin your new voyage of discovery and learning. And I love you guys.
Thank you very much, Connie. I know that if the graduates didn't get anything for that, I certainly did. I just checked back there, and the thing about the dogs is true. At this time, I'd like to, again, extend my sincere congratulations to all of the award winners and to the graduates. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. This concludes this portion of our ceremonies. We will be reconvening immediately within the next 5 or 10 minutes, immediately over in the gymnasium. I would ask that all people please make their way down the hallway to the gym. The grads can stay where you are until we get organized over there. Thank you very much. And escorts, stay here too, right.
Then we'll have some punch. To start it off, I'd like to introduce graduate Charlene Barr, being escorted by Luke Wilms. Charlene is going to attend Brandon University, taking education. Graduate Troy Berry, with his guest Stephanie Harrison. Troy has been accepted into the Degree Institute of Technology in Calgary, pursuing electronical engineering. Graduate Corey Bjornson. Graduate Corey Bjornson. Corey Bjornson, best body in Glenboro School. His guest is Pam McLeod. Corey plans to enter the workforce. Graduate Chris Bronson. Chris's guest is Jeanette Hackle. Chris will be attending the Selkirk College at Nelson, British Columbia. He will be taking a ski resort management course. Graduate Heather Gaiman with escort Henry DeRochier. While babysitting, Heather plans to take bookkeeping courses. Graduate Janet Ediger and escort Tony Weeb. Janet will be attending the University of Manitoba, taking arts. Graduate Monica Elliott and graduate Jamie Pullman. Jamie will be going to the University of Manitoba taking science. Monica will be attending Assiniboine Community College taking childcare. Graduate Nicole Esser with escort Bruce Scholdes. Nicole will be returning to Germany with future plans to include a return to Canada taking university. Graduate Stephen Everett with guest Marcy Debates. Steve is going to enter the workforce. Graduate Derek Law with guest Corey Jones. Darren plans to enter the workforce. Graduate Glen Ford with guest Christy Wanless. Glen will be attending Brandon University pursuing a degree in arts. Graduate Darian Fraser with escort Jeff Tershman. Darian will be attending Red River Community College, training to be a chef. Graduate Michael Funk. Michael will be heading out to Calgary to the DeVry Institute of Technology, taking business operations. Graduate Joanne Hutley with escort Dan Stouffer. Joanne will be attending Brandon University, pursuing a degree in education. Graduate Greg Jarvis and graduate Carrie-Ann Sykes. Greg will be going to University of Manitoba. Carrie-Ann will be going to University of Manitoba. Greg will be pursuing an arts degree, majoring in athletic therapy. Carrie-Ann will be taking human ecology. Graduate Jackie Lampkin with escort Calvin Houghton. Jackie will be entering the workforce. Graduate Erica Lindblom with escort Chris Pearson. Erica will be attending University of Manitoba, pursuing a degree in education. Graduate Jackie McKay with escort Chris Edwards. Jackie will be attending the University of Manitoba, pursuing a degree in engineering. Graduate Sydney Major with escort Clint Sampson. Sydney will be driving the heavy horses this summer and she's planning to attend the workforce. Graduate Glen McGill. Glen will be pursuing a career in municipal administration by correspondence this year. Graduate Becky McQuaid with escort Kevin Williamson. Becky will be going out into the workforce. Graduate Mark Morrison with guest Becky Cornock. Mark will be going out into the workforce. Graduate Chris Myers with escort Jeff Sykes. Chris will be going out into the workforce. Graduate Michael Naismith. Mike will be going out into the workforce, possibly looking for work in the area of mechanics. Yippee-yay, ladies and gentlemen. It's Cowboy Bob, graduate Bob Knoll. His escort is Tim Cheatham. Bob is going out into the workforce, routing the range and heading to the rodeo. Graduate Michelle Nickel with escort Scott Carlson. Michelle is going to Assiniboine Community College, pursuing medical secretary course. Graduate Andrea Pearson with escort Brent Scholdice. Andrea will be going to the University of Manitoba pursuing a degree in science. Graduate Christopher Russell with guest Roberta Klein. Chris will be going out into the workforce. Graduate Tina Russell and graduate Steve Thiessen. Tina will be going to Assiniboine Community College taking childcare. Steve Thiessen will be going to the University of Manitoba taking engineering. Graduate Leanna Scholdice with escort David Naismith. Leanna will be going to Assiniboine Community College taking business administration. Graduate Marie Stevenson with escort Mark Turner. Marie will be going to the University of Manitoba taking science courses and pre-med courses, hoping to get into the Faculty of Medicine. And finally, graduate Angie Tosh with escort Robert Winnison. Angie will be attending Mayville State University in North Dakota, pursuing a degree in physical education with a minor in business. We have graduate Clayton Sepke. Clayton is currently involved in the workforce here in town in Glenboro. We'd like to spend a moment or two, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like, to get a picture of all the graduates. And shortly after that, we'll have a dance with the escorts. And right after that, we'll have a dance with the parents.